Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rakah Kudash. The blessings of the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to Sadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. I'm the priest Shaman. This week's topic is going to be entitled Cybersecurity, Next Big Threat. ... What inspired this lesson? Well, let's get to it. 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, "Let Satan," that word there, Satan, means adversary. Who's an adversary to the Most High? Well, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan is the so-called white man. He does everything adverse to the scriptures. Every law, statutes, and commandment in the Bible, he passes decrees, pardon me, Isaiah 10:1, that go against these scriptures, all right? And it's in his nature, because the scriptures in the book of Psalms 55 tells us that the wicked are straight from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. How could one be astray before they're even born? That means their spirit is adverse to what the Lord is dealing with, and that's the physical counterpart of that is the so-called white man, right? It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us." And when I'm saying that, right now I'm pinpointing the elites, all right? The elites of the society. Namely them so-called small hats, so-called Jews, small hats, right? And you do have crypto Jews, okay? Meaning you have so-called Jews that are running the world that have the appearance of the so-called Chinese, right? Like the Lee family. Or a big example is the Saudi royal family, right? If you do your history on them, do a little deep dive, you find out that the Saudis, all right, are actually so-called Jews. They're Amalekites, all right? They do something called adopting one's culture, changing their name, or what have you, mingling and interbreeding, but the seed is that of a rat, man. Okay, so they're the ones running the world. Pursuant to the book of Job 9:24. Those are the ones I'm talking about right now, mainly. It says, "Like Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices." Right, so what's some of Satan's devices? He mimics the Most High. Everything the Lord does, they do it on the left hand, right? One of the things that the Lord works with is order ab chaos, meaning the Lord will destroy things, all right? But out of that chaos, like let's say the flood, the Lord will come up with a beautiful solution, all right? Or when the Lord broke up all the languages, okay? It caused extreme chaos and confusion, but the Lord did that so the people wouldn't form together and create a Tower of Babel, for example. So the so-called white man mimics that with artificial crises that he creates. Now, what's the big thing right now? The big thing right now is what? Cryptocurrencies and AI, right? Cryptocurrencies or CDB, central bank digital currencies, okay? And artificial intelligence, okay? And when I use that word AI, I mean machine learning, okay? Because there's no way you can make a machine sentient. You can't give a machine free will because we don't have free will. So how the fuck could Esau do it? So that idea of like a Terminator scenario where machines will think for themselves like some iRobot shit and take over the world, that's complete horseshit. That's bullshit. That's fantasy. But machine learning is real, right? You have something like Google Deep AI, which took chess to a whole nother level. So, but at the end of the day, that's all programs, right? That's all programs. So that's what I mean by machine learning. Right now, you have this company called Palantir. They're heavy into machine learning. That's their whole thing. They're creating these different AI machines that could really learn and be very strategic and process information and dish it back out to you very simply. And this is very useful in the war field. So artificial learning, all right, digital currencies, all right, that's a big thing right now. That's the trend right now, and it's trending towards a purpose, because just like how the Most High, this thing that we in right now is chess, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, every move the Lord has made has a purpose to it. Same thing with the so-called white man. There's no move the so-called white man is doing with his agenda, all right, that doesn't serve a purpose. Like, oh, just fuck it, just make a move. No, every move is strategically planned. So if they're pushing this AI thing and CBDC, guess what? It's leading up to something. What thing? RFID microchip, right? Now, how does cybersecurity play into this? Well, imagine if we were to wake up tomorrow, and all of our digital assets, our banking accounts, our brokerage account, our savings account, all right, all that information just vanished, gone, right? And the only way for it's a cyber attack, right? Just like how they show you that Netflix series, Leave the World Behind. They crashed everything. They messed with their phones, everything. Cyber attack, right? The only way to prove you are you, all right, is biometrics. Okay, this RFID microchip. Now, this is just a possible solution. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking as a man in a sense. I'm just saying I know that we know through the Spirit, Revelations 13 chapter. The 16th verse on down, that RFID microchip, all right, is the next big thing. But I'm just speculating through the Spirit of how the Esau could possibly do it. And one of the big things, and brothers been saying it for a while through the Spirit, is a cyber attack, man. Right, a manipulated cyber attack, and the only solution could be in the form of that chip. All right, for you to get your assets back. All right, everything wrapped up in these government-backed digital currencies. All right, okay. Let's go to the next scripture. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 14. For they are the spirits of devils, deceivers, working miracles, right? So this idea, this whole concept of this show is a miracle in a sense, right? Because the technology is really like high-level witchcraft, really. Like some of the, I'm talking about machine learning that's able to, you know, predict this, predict that, you know. Hey, talk to Meta, right? If you have WhatsApp, you can talk to Meta as an AI. You can interact with AI, and there's Chat GPT and all that shit. That shit is like a miracle. Now they putting it in warfares where they got like, you know, drones and what have you. Okay, the missiles are a huge miracle too. Okay, it says which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole earth to gather them to the battle of that great day of the Most High Almighty. So that's what this thing is leading up to, all right? Transhumanism, man. Where people have become so reliant on machines. Now, I don't know about you, but if my fucking cell phone is broken, I'm tied up, because that's how I communicate to my family. That's how I communicate with brothers. That's how I do my lessons. I got my work tied to my phone. A lot of shit is tied to my phone. You feel like you damn near lose a body part when you lose your phone, right? How much more so as we move forward, all right? Okay, they're gonna make you more and more reliant, all right, on this AI. Okay, the coming generation, they can't spell, they can't do shit. Everything is spell check for them. Everything is Google. How you do this? Hey Google this, Google, you know, Google it and shit. They don't think. They're becoming very reliant on machine learning. So when you crash that, people are gonna be fucked up. You know. You're building them up. You're making them more and more reliant on that thing, all right? And then you're going to crash the shit and then come up with a solution to the crash via that chip. This is the book of Revelations 3:18. It says, I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire. That gold that's tried in the fire is talking about men, all right? Acceptable men, all right? That's in the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1. Acceptable men are tried in the furnace of adversity, right? When you come in this thing, you know, we're wicked. We have a bunch of wickedness on us, all right? That's what the scriptures call dross. The same way dross, like impure metals that you burn away from precious metals like silver and gold, all right? The Lord burns that dross away from us, all right? Slowly, it takes time, okay? Over a period of years, slowly burning away the dross, burning away the how? Through trials, tribulations, adversity, experience, and what have you, okay? It says, I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that ye mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, right? Because raiment, all right, is symbolic to having the right, correct doctrine, okay? Scripture's talking about putting on righteousness as a robe, all right? So a garment clothes yourselves from sin, right? Because when you have when you're sinning, you're considered naked, right? Shame. That's what yet the Lord said they shall have no cloak for their sins, right? So when you're covered, all right, you're covering yourself from your particular sins, but not only just covering yourself from sins, but you have on a white raiment, that purity, right? So that's that pure doctrine. You're serving the Lord. These men are serving the Lord in pure, sincere, and the right way, okay? It says that thou mayest be clothed, and that thou mayest be clothed, and that thy shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eye with eye salve that thou mayest see. So the Lord is using actual things like gold and white raiment and eye salve, something that this particular location was popular in, all right? But he's not talking about the physical, he's talking about the spiritual, all right? Now, when you anoint yourself with eye salve spiritual, it means to see through the darkness, all right? Yeah, we fucking watched the Super Bowl. Was it entertaining? Cool, but what's the Illuminati throwing out there? Oh shit, okay, so Alicia Keys got this red gown on. We know red represents sin. You know what I'm saying? We putting shit together because everything we're looking at throughout this world, all right, we're looking at it from a spiritual eye. Because like I said, so-called white man, all right, the chess moves, all right, are all calculative, okay? All right? Super Bowl, championships, all that shit is something called bread and circuit. Nothing new under the sun. And you put these particular events, all right, out there, all right, to keep the people sedated of what the fuck is really going on, all right? They're only concerned about entertainment, and that's when, you know, the elites come together and push it together, man, all right? Look at these different famous meetings they had. PNAC, Project for a New American Century, when they talked about how we're going to go into the Middle East, all right? The sinking of the Titanic, all right? Jekyll Island, setting up the Federal Reserve, all right? So when major events are happening or distractions are happening, all right? It's called sleight of hand. They're implementing different plans. It's just like in 2020 when the bug happened, all right? I did a lesson in 2020 through the Spirit. I said, look, this is not about a bug. This is about a wealth transfer. All right, they're collapsing business, and that was one of the largest wealth transfer throughout history. Okay, it wasn't about nobody getting sick. You have 759 billionaires right now in the United States. Okay, that was a 50% increase. We're talking about 4 trillion here right now. A 50% increase from 2020. So that's what I'm talking about. Okay, this is what's going on. All right, but what the fuck is really going on? That's what the Most High set up his prophets for. Okay, it says, let me jump to the last scripture real quick. Keep it simple. Ephesians 5:15. See that you walk circumspectly. Now, circum means a circle, spec to look. So we're looking around at every fucking thing, man, analyzing. Sometimes shit, we even be over analytical. Some brother, you watching, oh man, no, that really mean that. It's like, yo, sometimes we even be over analytical with it, but the point is that we're watching shit and we're not just taking everything for face value. You know, we're not like out here these people in the world where you know, the simple believe every word, right? So we walk in circumspect. It says, not as fools, but as wise, right? Because you could be looking around and be a goddamn fool. You're just looking around at everything, not paying attention to shit, but we're analyzing things through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So the topic at hand, right? If AI is the next thing, AI is really moving right now in the markets, and you know, central bank digital currency is the wave. Well, guess what could hinder that? A cyber attack, all right? A cyber attack could really hinder. Now, can this happen? This shit could happen anytime. Next week, next month, next year. We don't know, okay? We're just flowing through the spirit because we know all roads lead to the chip. You know what I'm saying? All roads lead to the chip. Again, this is just a lesson possibly of how they might do it. That's it. That's all, you know? I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Kodash, that belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to Zadakim, that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. Shalom.